Hello everybody and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude. Where I do trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, I review YouTube channels, occasionally I'll review a movie, but really, I just do whatever the hell I want. Hello everybody and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude. Down in the basement. Today we're going to check one out from Nefarious TV. This is 6 lesser known creepy videos. This is part 6. 1 through 5 is on their channel if you want to go check it out. It's Nefarious TV. So let's check this out. Guess it was supposed to do that. I thought it messed up for a minute.
So in this video, uploaded by David Watling, entitled simply 24 October 2019, we have a minute-long clip of a baby in its crib at nighttime.
Another baby cam.
The baby stands and appears to be trying to communicate with someone in the corner of the room. However, when the camera pans to the corner of the room, no one is there.
They say little kids are sensitive to stuff more.
Several commenters pointed out at around the 13-second mark, you could hear a man whisper something like the words, "I'm here."
I definitely hear it, but that could have been so easily put in afterwards.
Now, to go ahead and get my skepticism out of the way, I'd first like to point out the way in which the camera moves. I have a security camera in my home that can be set to pan around the room at regular intervals.
Yeah,
when
it
it
looks
is
like they did
preset
it.
to move regularly, it pans smoothly without stopping or jerking in any way. However, you can manually have the camera pan around the room by using a remote control app. When manually using the remote, you can move the camera little by little, which could be what caused the jerky panning movement.
I think that's what happened.
It's likely a parent noticed their child standing and babbling to themselves in the night and tilted the security camera to ensure no one was there. But upon discovering that no one else was there, why not go physically check on the baby, unless they thought to themselves that it would be a great opportunity for a spooky video to show their friends. That being said, it's commonly known children specifically have a sensitivity to spirits, so while I wouldn't be surprised if it was fake, I'd also be equally unsurprised if it was real. The one thing that has me the slightest bit sold on this being a true encounter with a spirit is the light anomaly that happens around the 1-minute mark. A light shoots past as though the spirit is leaving, and the child immediately disengages and begins crying, as though they're sad that their friend had left them.
Yeah, but why would it cry? Yeah. Huh. I kind of am leaning towards a hoax, but who knows? I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
This first clip was recommended to me by one of my amazing subscribers as one of the strangest videos he's ever seen. It takes place in a Russian nightclub believed to be called Russia Full Eclipse, where the band Leningrad was performing. At some point during the band's performance, the club lost power and went completely dark. The events that transpired left the members of Leningrad feeling unnerved, to say the least. Take a look. This clip was particularly interesting to me, being a photographer who is obsessed with light and the way it works. My first thought is that we are seeing something similar to the red eye effect that appears from time to time in photographs like this one.
It's kind of what I was thinking.
When someone takes a picture with the flash on, our eyes aren't prepared to intake so much light all at once. Thus, our retinas can't control the amount of light it emits when reflected. Since the walls of our retina are rich with blood vessels, we essentially dye the light red with our blood. I personally don't believe that this is what's happening here because the light in their eyes appears to be the direct source of light and not a reflection. That doesn't mean we can rule out reflection, it just means we have to think outside the box a little.
I'm going to go back a little bit. I was thinking reflection.
Since the walls of our retina are rich with blood vessels, we essentially dye the light red with our blood.
Watch when it changes.
I personally don't believe that this is what's happening here because the light in their eyes appears to be the direct source of light and not a reflection.
Right.
That doesn't mean we can rule out reflection, it just means we have to think outside the box a little.
Here.
We have multiple eyewitness accounts from people that attended the club that night. One of them being the frontman of Leningrad, named Sergei Shirov, as well as a famous model named Natalia Vodianova who also happened to be at the club. They both gave a short interview after the performance about what they witnessed when the lights went out.
Прекрасный момент. Просто погас почему-то большинства людей, которые были в зале, а там были люди совершенно так, серьезно, стали светиться глаза. Мальчик у нас, собственно, выронил палочки, и больше мы песен не пели, страшно, поэтому мы съебались.
I'm thinking a publicity stunt. That's what I say. Publicity stunt all the way. Have you heard of Leningrad? I haven't heard of Leningrad. So maybe this is how they thought they'd get out there a little bit.
Даже я и не помню, как были дома. А кто эти люди были? Можешь назвать фамилию? Да чего? Speculation.
Both Sergei and Natalia's stories line up with what we see in the footage. The lights go out and half the audience's eyes begin glowing. Natalia believes the effect is being caused by stem cells. I think because there are some medical procedures that involve injecting stem cells directly into your retina to help repair your vision. I can't seem to find much about stem cells glowing, but it seems as if Natalia is just spouting off some random theory that she heard through the grapevine. In my opinion, there could be a couple things happening here. Of course, the first option is that this is just another hoax. The glowing eyes were added in post and the interviews were planned out. Being in a band for several years and having gone to hundreds of shows, it's not that uncommon for bands to do this type of thing.
Publicity stunt.
But let's just ignore the typical hoax theory for a minute. My next guess would be that some of the guests are wearing contact lenses and reflecting whatever light source is left when the power
Yeah, that could very well be.
So if there were a backup generator or any battery-powered lights, that would explain why only half of the audience members had glowing eyes. My other theory is that some of the audience members are standing at just the right angle to reflect a source of light that isn't visible to the human eye. This is the same reason why eyes glow in the dark on night vision cameras.
You know what? The contact lens theory sounds the most likely to me. because they got those lights in the back, the exit signs and stuff like that, that would give off just enough light maybe to reflect off their contact lenses. So I think that makes a lot of sense to me. Let me know what you think.
Some night vision cameras work by outputting something called IR light, which is one of those lights that's invisible to the human eye. IR light illuminates the dark area that you're filming, and digital cameras just so happen to be good at picking up this light. It's possible that this club had some security cameras that were emitting IR light and causing some of the audience eyes to glow. This theory doesn't particularly excuse the eyewitness accounts, only because I'm not quite sure how something like IR light would work after being reflected off of someone's eyes. The question is whether or not another person would be able to see it. In theory, it could work similarly to a black light reflecting off of a white surface. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it's contact lens theory is the most likely to me.
This was a post uploaded by a Reddit user that goes by the handle Remolade2. Here is a clip that two brothers happened to catch on their home security system.
Transient.
We can see what appears to be a strange-looking man or creature trudging through the brothers' property. Of course, this could easily just be a homeless person passing through, a hoax, or any other number of potential explanations. However,
the first thing I thought of was a homeless person because it looked like they were wearing like a whole bunch of coats and maybe carrying some bags or something.
There is a second clip that was embedded in the same post, and this one is just slightly more unnerving. Something about the way this figure moves is extremely odd, and it's only made more apparent in the second clip.
I don't think so.
It reminds me just a little of the Fresno Nightcrawlers in the way that they move. The brothers claim that they've now noticed some leaves in a small section of their woodpile turning black in a way that they have described as being rotten. However, they provide no pictures of the leaves or woodpile. In fact, the videos are recordings of a computer screen, not even the original recording from the security camera, which further obscures any detail we might have been able to make out about the creature. They also point out that in the first video, the lights you see in the distance down the road a bit aren't actually supposed to be on, and are only triggered by motion. I'm not sure if they pointed this out to strengthen their case or just to provide the full context. What do you guys think this creature was?
A lot of coats. I don't think it's a creature. I think it's a human being.
One of the most common questions that you guys have for me is what the scariest topic matter is for me to discuss. I think the answer has always been pretty clear for me from day one, and that's demonic possession.
Yeah.
Although I am religious and I believe in the concept of demons, I've never quite been sure what my exact thoughts on possession may be. I wouldn't say that the concept of becoming possessed or being under demonic attack is what scares me, but rather the idea of false imprisonment. So in other words, being held against my will and made into the centerpiece of a ritual that I personally would deem traumatizing for anyone, especially kids. In this next entry, we have a POV video shot by someone looking through a keyhole at what appears to be multiple Catholic priests performing an exorcism on a young girl. Take a look.
I wish I understood the language.
This video was captured at a church called the Roman Catholic Church of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary of the Jesus Christ, this is a long name for a church, in February of 2014. The church is located in a small town in the Czech Republic called Vranov na Deži.
I was thinking the same
Daniel
thing.
Trokta heard the screams of this girl coming from the church and made his way over to capture it on film. Several locals reported hearing screaming coming from that same church multiple times before. This often seems to be the case when it comes to churches performing exorcisms. As soon as it gets out that one exorcism happened at a particular church, suddenly more and more stories start emerging. I have found several articles that covered this story, and I believe the footage to be real. The only thing that really makes me question its legitimacy is the way that the cameraman laughs throughout the clip.
Yeah, why is he laughing? I was wondering that too.
I'm not quite sure what he finds so funny about this, but either way, the laughing does feel misplaced. And just to be clear, I don't believe that every case of exorcism being performed is ill-intentioned. As a matter of fact, I believe those that are carrying them out, in most cases, probably truly believe that every person they exorcise a demon from is actually possessed.
You get an STD.
This guy's a phony.
Yes, a transmitted demon.
Unfortunately, it's as the old saying goes, it's the road to hell that's paved with good intentions.
This 17-second
I'm still laughing about that. Jesus Christ, this is a long name for a church.
clip shows a pair of hanging fluorescent lights gently swinging back and forth, while other lights on the other side of the factory remain stationary. While unnerving to look at, I think this is more of an OSHA nightmare than anything else. To begin, the video doesn't show what exactly the swinging lights are secured to, and it's difficult to tell if they're hanging by something pliable or something more sturdy like metal bars.
Yeah.
Regardless, by the noise in the video, it's clear that heavy-duty machinery is being operated in the facility, the vibrations of which could clearly cause things to shake and sway. The video also fails to show us if any doors or loading docks are open in the facility, causing an air current to shake those lights, but not the others.
Yeah.
All in all, I think this mystery is only a mystery because the video didn't provide the full scope of information to the viewer. There are so many different real-world reasons these lights could be swaying, I find it difficult to entertain any sort of paranormal explanation.
I like this channel.
The concept of a friendly factory ghost using the lights as a swing set is appealing, though.
I like how this channel's not jumping on everything being real, and they're actually analyzing it and trying to figure it out. It's pretty cool. It's Nefarious TV.
I want to start this next entry out by first saying that this is absolutely not footage taken from a Nicki Minaj video. Second, I want to warn those of you now that are afraid of snakes because this is the biggest f***ing snake I've ever seen in my life.
I hate snakes, but
This video was captured in the Amazon rainforest by a man fishing from his boat.
still watch it.
You know, just watch it.
Holy shit.
Esse cara tá louco, não, meu amor, ele tem que trancar pra baixo. Meu Deus do céu, cara. Olha que bonito, gurizada, aí, gurizada.
Looks like a Loch Ness monster or something. Could you imagine getting wrapped up by something like that and eaten? What are you doing, dude? It could swallow that whole boat.
Although this goes against everything I would normally have said about this clip, everything that I have been able to find on this clip seems to confirm that it's real.
I think it's real.
The snake's body appears to be gigantic, but what most experts keep saying is that yes, the snake is huge, but it's also most likely just finished feeding on something very large, and the digesting corpse is what is causing it to look so wide. It also explains why the snake appears to be swimming in an irregular pattern. When I watched the clip, my first inclination was to think that it was just CGI. I'm not necessarily saying that I'm absolutely convinced that it isn't CGI, but I found a few sources that seem to confirm the authenticity of it, and several people attesting to the fact that giant anacondas can easily get this big all the time. If anyone has any knowledge on the topic, I would love to hear more.
Wow. That was a pretty cool video, I thought. 6 lesser-known creepy videos, part 6. Check out 1 through 5 on Nefarious TV. I drew a picture of Jesus and Santa Claus on a seesaw. I put Jesus on the low end, even though he weighs less because he's Jesus. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And if you like this video, tell all your friends, leave a comment down below. And if you didn't like it, then just shut up. And I will see you next time.